Oh, all right. No, but the three-way call that we have, or the three-way text, that's been good. That's really helped out.
Yeah.
What happened? What do you've lost your energy? Where are you going?
What do you mean? I'm here. What are you talking about?
So Carrie and I are over here at the crib chilling like villains, trying to make this happen. I took the night off.
Okay, are you all there? You two are there now? What's going on?
He and I are here now together. Well,
where is he right now?
He's actually pissing in the toilet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, isn't it some shit? So, okay.
Does he know you're talking to me?
Yeah, he just walked in, showed me a picture. He put another Trump sign in my front yard. So I got 2 Trump signs and a religious freedom sign. So I got 3 signs in my front yard.
All right.
I hooked up my neighbors with signs. 1 sign to the left of me and 1 sign to the right of me. It's like a Trump.
Oh, you're going to get vandalized here in about 2 days.
It's like a Trump block. Why? What's going on in 2 days?
No, somebody's going to vandalize your shit because you support Trump.
No, that's a farce. That isn't happening no more. Not only that, but all these Tea Party members that were scared because they were called racist back in the day, they're not scared anymore.
They're still being called racist.
Right. And the fact that Hillary came out, 2 days ago now? Yesterday, gave her epic speech about racism, hate-filled hate, race, hate, and he's hate. He's got hate. He's got a black heart full of hate and race. KKK
Whatever.
race. Well, they're saying that that's backfiring because everybody's on to it finally.
Oh, finally?
Finally, the majority of people, it's crested over the majority.
It's coming to a head at this point.
So what do you think?
It's coming to a head.
So what do you think happens?
It's a Trump landslide election. Period. End of discussion.
So what do you think happens?
I've been saying this for months.
But how do you know? This is Carrie Smith, by the way.
Hi, Carrie Smith. Long time no hear.
You're listening to Carrie Smith with Melissa Smith.
Oh, suck it. Let me
no,
not
but how
use
do you know?
profanity.
You can't just say I think it's going to be a Trump landslide.
Oh, I bet I've said that for months.
So what are you just going to prognosticate? Are you pulling those opinions out of your butt?
No, Carrie, I've been all up in this mix for over a year at this point.
Okay, what do you mean all up in this mix? Can you describe to our listeners what exactly that means? Is that a technical term?
Really, Carrie? Really, Carrie Smith?
No, what you're saying is that you've been watching the news, and I know that because you've texted me and you said that you're watching CNN. I've watched this. I've watched that. Left and right.
I've been listen. I'm one of those people that I listen and watch.
Oh, so you're
all
not,
the avenues.
You're not a low information voter.
No, I want to hear what everybody's saying. Everybody.
So are you saying I guess this would be considered anecdotal evidence, but you're saying that you're just hearing more support from Trump than support for Hillary?
Absolutely.
Okay, check this out. We live in the same city. We both live in Cincinnati. Is it me or is it real? Have you been seeing more Trump signs and more Trump bumper stickers within the last week or two?
No, because I'm on, I don't know who was on Fox News a couple of days ago. Oh gosh, I wish I remember her name.
Greta Van Susteren.
Dana Perino?
No, it was
Dana Carvey.
No, I'm not even going to try to
describe her.
Bill Nye.
Was it a boy or a girl?
Did she have both parts?
A black woman.
Oh, black. How black?
Yes.
Like dark black or light black?
Shut up. No, we're not going there. Either way, The point is people around here are not going to verbally or use bumper stickers or use yard signs. It's just not going to happen.
They're afraid they're going to get vandalized or something.
I had a guy with a Trump bumper sticker cut me off in traffic.
Oh.
And normally I would lay into that. However, I friggin' gave him a pass. I gave him a pass on that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not going to... What are you going to get into a Mad Max situation?
We're on the same team. No.
Oh no, he had a what? He had a sticker.
Yeah, he had a Trump sticker on his.
Oh, you gave him a pass because of that.
Because the Trump sticker. Yeah, I'm like,
wow.
I'm like, I understand. I cut people off.
Well,
too.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I have seen a person a time or two, and it's been not even a lot. I may have seen one or two people with a Trump sticker on their car that I've actually been like, oh, let me look at the person driving this vehicle, which is weird.
So you want to see if you could right? You want to stereotype.
Yeah,
you want to see if the stereotypes are true. That's what it is.
Yeah, I want to identify because people are so afraid to acknowledge that they're a Trump supporter, and even I am the same way. But that's the thing. Like, Carrie, you gave me the Trump bumper sticker. You gave me the Trump sign. I will not put my Trump bumper sticker on my car for fear that my car is going to be vandalized because of that.
Right. There's a girl, there was a woman I was talking to tonight that she had a Trump sign in her yard and her son's car got very severely vandalized. A lot of denting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
However, you have no idea the amount of people I have spoken with, both black, white, Latino, Muslim, any diversity that you could possibly think of that are in support of Trump, but they won't say it in another group of people out of fear that they're going to have some sort of backlash.
Right. Now, you are married to a black man, right?
Yes.
So is he going to vote for who?
Trump.
Is he worried about backlash?
No.
Okay, well, there's a start. Because I think part of the problem is there's a lot less of a worry of backlash this election cycle than in the past, I believe. But I think it's getting worse because the violence is a lot more than it was in elections past, too. I don't remember a single time that there was violence in the past, 3 election cycles or 4 elections? Even during...
Yeah, me either.
Look at Bush versus Gore. I thought that we were looking at the end of the world for the 2 or 3 months that were right after, or not leading up to, because everybody thought, Gore's probably going to win, Bush going to probably win. The problem is that it came down to a contested election where nobody was really sure who won Florida. And then they had the recounts, and then they had the lawsuits, and the lawyers were getting involved. And the rhetoric floating around during that time sounded really bad, but it was actually just relegated to the talk shows. Like the Hannity and Combs, I remember there were people screaming at each other during the show. There was also another show on CNN called Crossfire with Tucker Carlson. And there were screaming matches and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is it didn't translate over into the general public. The general public, they got online, and there were the internet warriors, and there were people, acting upset about it online.
Being like,
there were no protests.
Whatever.
Nobody protests that stuff.
Yeah.
Then fast forward to now, and it's like like a protest is a prerequisite for any kind of a rally, or at least a Trump rally. And then violence seems like, I don't know, flip a coin. Is it going to be violent or is it not going to be violent? And so I could see why people are more scared. But then again, here's what I like. This is my most favorite thing about the Trump movement now, more than anything else, because I'm a white male. And my favorite thing about it is, for the first time in my life that I know of, people are finally standing up to the false accusations of racism. I'm so sick and tired of I've never really been called a racist directly, but when I see white men getting accused of racism when there's no evidence whatsoever other than the fact that they are in fact a white male, it's infuriating. And now, for the first time, people are actually standing up to it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm happy about. I think that the accusations of racism has destroyed the Tea Party. Because if you look at the Tea Party,
but calling someone out based on their nationality is not racism.
Oh, you're talking about like saying that Mexicans need to go home. If you
call me, let's see, Carrie, we come from what? A German nationality.
We have a lot of German.
Yeah, so someone calling us a German American, we're not going to be like, oh, that's racist.
Well, if that's like a label that we were assigned permanently, that would get pretty old after a while. That's why I don't call black. Yeah, but I don't call black people African Americans. It's ridiculous.
But Carrie, you're not. Here's the thing: when somebody says, "Oh, white people this, white people that," that's racist.
Well, if they're generalizing,
black people this, black people that, that's racist.
Well, what if you're talking about like?
But if you said, "Oh, German Americans or Latino Americans or Mexican Americans or Black Americans," that's not a racist statement.
Well, you could be talking about like whenever I really try to avoid talking about black people as a group. I might talk about a person being black, but if I refer something to the fact that they're black, it might be because I'm making a statement about their culture. And not every black person is a part of the black culture, and not every white person is excluded from black culture. There's a lot of white people who have embraced and are totally living a black culture, white people from the inner city and all that kind of stuff. So I try not to generalize like that, because it is racist when you try to start if you try to prejudge somebody.
Yes, it is that. Yes,
yeah. If you judge somebody and say, "Well, they're black, so obviously they like chicken" or something like that, that's obviously a completely racist statement.
Well, yeah, obviously,
right. But
that's not the point. Is that's not where the Democrats are saying that Donald Trump is racist. That's not.
Yeah,
that's
the evidence
not where
that
he's
they're
coming
using
from.
Right, the evidence that they're using to call him racist is just faulty, completely faulty.
Yeah, that's my point.
Well, did you hear there's a group called Trumpet Kratz? Trumpet Kratz?
Yes, and I looked into that too.
TrumpetKratz.org. And
yes.
It's a super PAC. Oh, it's TrumpetKratzPAC.org. It's a super PAC that's they've raised over $60,000 just on grassroots, getting together, tens of thousands of people. And on their website, it says, we are Democrats, liberals, independents, Republicans, Americans who have woken up and realized that literally we have lost our country. It's shocking that it's taken this long for them to come around, but the whole point of that movement is we are for Donald Trump.
Right.
And if you go to the TrumpetKratz.com, you'll come back to Smith Radio. Just give you a heads up.
Right. Well, they are, and I looked into that too. They are an organization who they uphold that conservative value, but yet they still, and I'll admit, like me, who have some progressive values, if I'm saying that correctly.
No, right.
It's those Democratic people who have those conservative views that may sway Democratic on certain issues. But in terms of this particular election, those people obviously see the way of Donald Trump,
Right.
more so of Hillary Clinton.
Well, and I mean, if you look at what both of them are saying right now, both Hillary and Trump, Hillary is saying open borders. Trump is saying make it secure. There's a poll. There's a poll that came out, an NBC poll that came out yesterday, saying 86% of the people who believe the economy is good right now are voting Hillary.
86%?
No, 86% of the people
who believe the economy is just A-okay.
Wow.
Now you got to think about the numbers,
That
though.
is crazy.
Well, no, it makes sense, though. You would think if
But
you
who
believe...
are these 86%?
No. 86% of people who think the economy's doing well.
They're the ones who buy into the lie that Obama just said this week. Obama said this week that he was the one who brought America back
From the brink?
from the brink.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And out of all the people who believe that,
Meanwhile, I've been a working person and haven't had medical insurance
Oh, yeah. Neither have I.
since Obama's been in office. I haven't had health care.
Neither have I. It's ridiculous. I mean, if... Do you
And
want to
I
hear?
work
Did I ever
like
tell
a
you?
dog.
Did I ever tell you what my health care plan is?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
it's the creme de la creme. It's the top of the top,
Oh,
right? It's the best.
This is my health care plan.
Hold on.
Literally.
It's the Cadillac plan.
This
That's what
is
they call it.
This is the
The
Cadillac
Cadillac
plan. So
plan.
this is the Cadillac plan. If I get in, well, first of all, anything that I can fix myself, all the way up until
Death.
appendicitis, I might be able to do that myself. I'm not sure, but remove, cut myself open.
They got a YouTube video on how to do your own appendicitis.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so
God.
if it's something that there's nothing I can do to avoid having to get medical care.
Like the gout.
No, like let's say I compound a femur fracture.
Or you accidentally took a knife multiple times from a Muslim guy by accident.
Okay, by accident. Right. It was clearly a mistake. So say I that kind of medical care. I will call up 911, whatever, and I will say, get me to the emergency room. Okay? So they can take me to the emergency room, and then they're going to have to fix me up because, thanks to Ronald Reagan, they are required to work on me, regardless of whether or not I could pay for it. Then, once that's over, then I declare bankruptcy.
All right, fair enough. Then what's the problem?
Yeah, that is literally
How are
my
you
medical
one?
plan.
Well, I've also heard the other route. There's another plan for that. The other plan is you just do it and don't never pay it.
Well, no, I would.
Well, no, I'm just saying because
I
there
skipped
is
a couple steps. I skipped a couple steps.
okay because there is no such thing in America as debtor's prison.
Oh, that's another issue. Right. So I can avoid prison. I can avoid just about everything. I can avoid the threat of showing up to a hospital and them turning me away. They will not. They will not say, "Gosh, we could push your bone back into your meat."
Yeah, but they're going to bind you in some other way.
Well, hold on. I have a personal connection and knowledge of an individual who works at a hospital as a registrar. That's the first person you see that takes your information and logs you in the ER as what's going on. This individual has informed me that there are on multiple occasions on a shift, dozens of people will come in. No social, no English, no money, no nothing.
All covered under Obamacare, probably.
Coming in for just the average flu, cough, and sneeze.
Oh, So I might not even be able to get my compound fracture reset because somebody with a snot nose is in line in front of me.
Well, you got to hold on. I mean, there are more self-inflicted wounds that may be ahead of you.
Right, because in November, when this all gets redone, we're going to be paying 25 to 30% more than what we're paying now. Those that are paying. Or
Right.
God knows the penalties for those of us, i.e. me and Carrie, who aren't paying for health insurance.
Well, I don't know
Because
how.
We're like, whatever, like, I can go to the doctor and pay for pennies on the dollar, you know, a fourth of what insurance is
Right, but
covering me
you know,
for.
Obamacare requires a ginormous penalty now if you don't sign up for it.
Yeah, well, I haven't. I understand that. Evan and I have paid that for the past 2.
Oh, you just paid the
tax
penalty.
seasons.
Okay, because it's
yeah,
going to go
we're
up.
Paying the penalty. It's not the penalty is kind of non-existent.
Okay, well, because
$3,000.
as according to reports the last 2 weeks, that penalty will no longer exist because there are no longer going to be health providers in the system to provide
no.
Obamacare.
The penalties come from the government.
Well, yeah, but there's nobody to provide you. You
I see
couldn't
what you're
get
saying.
Obamacare anyways because the health providers that were in the mix with Obama, they're bailing out.
And why wouldn't they? And Rush Limbaugh says that's by design.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is that you make it so that it's guaranteed to fail. I don't give the Democrats that much credit because everything they do it fails. So it's not like they were like, why
do this if it's going to be designed to fail?
He explains that.
Uplift
No. It's
Obama?
No.
What was the point of all this? Because let's all face it, we all knew from get-go this whole thing was designed to fail.
Right. The reason they designed it to fail is because you got to look at what it is. It's a mandate by the government for citizens to buy health insurance, and in turn, the health insurance agencies have to provide their 25 million pages of guaranteed coverage without any tests for pre-existing conditions or anything like that, right? So here's why it's designed to fail. The reason is because once the entire health system is in complete chaos, it gives the Democrats the opportunity to say, see, it's the business's fault. It's the health insurance businesses. We're going to replace it with single-payer, full-blown government health care.
Did you hear this week there's a report that came out that the Obamacare website has just removed the sentence, "You may keep your doctor."
Oh, just this week? Yeah. Everybody knew that was a lie.
Well, I know, but is that not ironic? It's a week after Hillary Clinton's website removed the line, all victims deserve to
believed. Rape victims.
God.
Rape victims deserve. Well, that was because of one of her rape victims said, "I deserve to be believed," and it went viral.
Right. Well, somebody asked her something about. It was a women's thing, and she was asked the question about that kind of stuff, rape and sexual assault of women, and her response was that all victims of sexual assaults and rapes should be believed. And then that's when the Republicans were like, "What? You didn't believe this person? You didn't believe that person?"
My God.
Did you know, Melissa, you're a little younger, okay? You were probably in junior high and high school and elementary school when Clinton was president.
Oh, I remember it.
Well,
I remember.
Do you remember, and I'm going to be honest with you, I was in my 20s, well, late teenager years and early 20s, when apparently, and I didn't know this. It was years and years and years later I found out about this, that when all of the scandals with all of the different women were finally coming out accusing Bill Clinton of all these different sexual crimes, such as not just obviously rape is the bad one, but there are some people that were just sexually assaulted. Maybe not so much raped, but there were a lot of them. There were lots and lots of women, right?
Like he would literally grab their crotch over their clothing,
right,
and say, "Hey, I'm gonna get me some of this."
Right, and he would think that was funny, and he thought that was okay.
Right.
So I knew about a lot of that, and back then we all viewed it as, oh, well, they're just allegations. I mean,
no.
I want to tell you,
ahead.
this is the part that I didn't know about, and I'd be shocked to find out that you knew about it. And that was that in order to manage these crises, or the collective crises, Hillary Clinton created a task force known as the Bimbo eruptions.
What?
Apparently you didn't know.
Right.
It was actually called.
It was to manage the eruptions of the bimbos.
Yeah, she considered.
No, wait. Time out.
I swear.
No lie.
Time out. I'm just going to tell you right now. Way back when, and I was pretty young. But still, and I'm going to be very passionate about this. I was pretty young, but Carrie, you know, we're raised pretty conservative. The whole Bill Clinton thing with Monica Lewinsky, I was aware of all this. I was alive when all this happened, completely aware of it. And even then, in my young age, I was like, this is wrong. Something is wrong with this. This is completely wrong. This is the president with some aide, and this whole thing.
So you're specifically talking about Monica Lewinsky.
It's wrong.
Right.
No, the point is even me as a young age in my traditional life, my conservative life, you know, and we grew up in a broken household. Our parents were divorced. It's not like we're all like religion and Bible pushers. That's not the way that we were raised.
Right. I tell people that we were raised in an atheist household.
Right. It's like we're a special kind of thing here. And I see this Bill Clinton thing with Monica Lewinsky and how it was just kind of brushed to the side. And even me as a young child watching this
in the womb
was like, this is not right. It's not right.
What are you doing?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so Brian hit a button.
Right.
No, but here I'll tell you how I felt about it. I felt, oh, look, they're just going after him, but clearly, and the reason I thought this is because I was just going by what the media was saying, and the media treated it as if these
is exactly
allegations.
What everybody's doing nowadays.
But nobody was listening to Henry Rollins.
So you think you're going to live your life alone in darkness?
This is Henry Rollins.
Yeah, I know. You've been out there and tried to mix with the animals.
Do you remember this song?
It just left you full of humiliated confusion.
Yeah.
But the feeling of loneliness never leaves you.
No, this is a song.
It haunts you everywhere you go. And then you meet me, and your whole world changes.
It's Henry Rollins.
Everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear.
I don't know what to say about it.
Wait, listen to the chorus.
It's messed up.
No, listen to the chorus.
And you're so busy feeling good that you never question why things are going so well. You want to know why?
Why? You remember this song? Liar by Henry Rollins. It was really popular when I was in high school.
It was huge. Oh my God, it was huge.
It was huge.
That song was like, it was like our anthem as guys.
But it has a liberal theme to it, though. He's dressed up as a cop. And
hold on. How often
Really?
How often do you and I talk about Rage Against the Machine?
Oh, yeah.
And literally just slightly, ever so slightly tweak a couple little words.
Yeah.
And it is the anthem for the Tea Party.
Well, specifically for the alt-right movement now. That is
What is this alt-right thing?
Okay, let me
yeah.
explain this alt-right thing.
I gotta get educated on this because
All right.
I haven't heard all that. I feel like it's something that is being pushed from the Democrats.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That's where it started.
Okay, first of all, I am heavy in the mix of this thing. I'm one of the people, Brian and I, but me specifically because I'm the one that's operating the Twitter handle for the most part. So this is a big Twitter movement thing. And so basically, as soon as people started talking about the alt-right, which was only like 2 weeks ago, maybe
Yeah,
At
recently.
least, I mean, at the very most, 2 weeks.
At the
Yeah.
most
2
2
weeks.
weeks ago.
I originally thought it was like, like Control Alt Delete. This is Control
Yeah.
Alt Delete.
No, alt is short for alternative. So this is the alternative right is what they're referring
And
to.
is this something that has been brought up by the Democrats?
Yeah,
Hold on.
They're
I gotta
labeling.
walk
They're
you through-
labeling.
I
Go
gotta-
ahead.
I got to walk her through this.
Right.
So,
Yeah, please.
so this is what happened, and this is why Hillary came out with her speech, and she called it the alt-right
What speech? Wait,
Oh.
what speech?
2 days ago,
Oh yeah,
Hillary
big
Clinton
speech.
came out with a speech, and the speech was supposed to be about economics, jobs, life, liberty,
That's
and
not
the
what I heard.
pursuit of
What
my
did-
happiness.
what-
I am
what-
not lying.
Well, I
Melissa,
didn't hear nothing of that.
Melissa, I am not lying.
I believe
Henry
you,
Rollins
but
is a
what
liar.
Well, what is this in comparison
Okay.
to this
Oh,
alt-right
we're
thing?
getting-
Listen,
What-
here,
what-
okay, this is all building up. She came out and said, I'm going to do a speech on jobs and the economy. And when she did, she literally spiraled down into an alt-right hate Trump speech.
This is totally different than what I heard. It was announced 2 days before she was going to do the speech that she was going to do a speech specifically on the alt-right.
Who said that?
It was all over Twitter.
Okay,
Everybody
wait.
knew.
Okay.
She said she was going to do a speech specifically on this alt-right.
Right.
which
Okay. Well, I'm
nobody
in-
had heard of.
I'm in what they're calling the alt-right.
Chris Matthews
Okay,
called
what-
me and
what
said
is
it was
the
economy.
Right.
Okay, so let me back up. Let's jam it in reverse and floor it.
Because when I put it in reverse, I don't always do it.
It's like running
Oh, I
backwards
like it.
through a
I like it a
cornfield.
lot.
Right. When I
Let's
pick up an
jam it
Asian
in
tranny,
reverse.
I don't always slip it
All
in
right,
reverse.
come on.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
What is this alt-right
All
thing?
right, let's
I need
slow
to
down.
know.
Everybody slow down.
I need to know.
Okay. So when I first heard about this label called alt-right, I had no idea what it was. I didn't know who was considered alt-right. I wasn't sure if it was me. I wasn't sure if it was my friends on Twitter. And I wasn't sure if it was the enemy of Trump who consider themselves right-wingers, but they hate Trump and they will never vote for him, and so they bash him all the time. I wasn't sure.
Right.
I had no idea. And it wasn't until I started listening more and more to the people that I'm in an inner circle with that I started realizing, oh, I'm in the alt-right. That's me.
What?
Yeah, they're talking about me.
Oh, both of us.
That's
Wait,
right.
Okay, wait. No, wait. I want to know.
All right,
If
so
you are Trumpster, you are alt
well,
right.
not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's a lot of Trump supporters that are definitely not alt-right. You got your people that voted for Obama before, and now they're like, oh, now I'm going to vote for Trump. That's not alt-right.
Okay, so you're saying Trumpet Kratz.
Those aren't alt-right.
Not alt-right at
No,
all.
no.
Those are kind of like the middle of the road. I'm just slipping this way from the moment.
Right. So here's what an alt-right is. If you were for Trump, even early in the primary when Cruz was still out there and Jeb Bush was out there, and you were for Trump from that early on, you would probably most definitely be considered alt-right.
Oh, crap. Well, that's me.
Well, and
amen, sister. We're in the same boat.
Here's another. Okay. So here's what alt-right really is. The alt-right are people who they're right-wingers as far as conservative values. They like the Constitution and all that kind of stuff. They're all that. Except they absolutely cannot stand corrupt politicians. They don't like the elite politicians, and that includes both Republican and Democrat.
So they would literally vote. Okay, Melissa, they would literally vote solely on the basis of a candidate who claims I'm an outsider fighting
and I'm
the
doing
evils.
The right thing.
Right.
Okay,
right.
And I also pointed this out.
I'm going to say, what is wrong with that?
Okay, so
Nothing.
Well, hold on. There's more to alt-right. I actually tweeted this earlier, and it got a lot of likes and retweets. I
need to get on Twitter.
I said the real.
Damn it!
Listen, I said the real definition of alt-right: people sick of racism, and even more sick of the false accusation of racism.
Well, that could be.
Yeah.
That's why.
And that happens to be Breitbart.com.
They're alt-right.
Literally came out and said yesterday, Andrew Breitbart, God rest his soul, has now realized the success of his website because Hillary Clinton referred to him directly in her speech as an alt-right winger and a fighter of the establishment. I mean that's literally what Andrew Breitbart established Breitbart.com for, is to get the real news out and to literally fight the establishment.
Now, here's the racism part of it, and you're going to hear this a lot, and this is so important. You have to listen very carefully because this is critical. Here's the race part of it. There is a movement within the alt-right community, probably a big part of it. They're white males, and they are, and I just said this, they're really, really sick of the racism, and they're really, really, really sick of being called racist.
I'm pretty sure Evan is part of that category.
Okay, right. No, but we're talking about white people now. This is a group of white people who, now I'm not saying that alt-right has all races, all creeds, all nationalities. They're all over the world. Brexit people. Right. That's alt-right.
All Brexit people are all alt-right. And that's when, what's his face showed up with a Trump rally and spoke. Nigel.
Yeah.
Spoke to the Trump rally.
Gay people. Nero and all them people.
As he was speaking, people were booing and cheering. They would boo at the things he was saying about Hillary. They'd be like, yeah, boo, boo, Hillary. And they were cheering the things that he was saying about nationalism and bringing it home,
but
protecting
let me get back
the
to
household.
The race part.
Okay, go ahead.
So I want to get to the race part. Okay, so these white males that are part of the alt-right, there are some of them that are openly calling the racism against them white genocide.
Wow!
And the reason they're calling it that is because they don't like the multiculturalism. They feel...
Hold on. White genocide?
Yeah, against themselves.
Okay, that word genocide might be a bit much.
Well,
Am I being too sensitive?
I'll let them... Yes, you're being too sensitive.
Really? Because genocide is the removing... so they're saying it's the removal of the white culture.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And they'll even take it so far. Here, some of them go a little too far with it. Like they accuse people that are doing integration of whites and blacks or whites and non-whites. as a way to breed out the white race completely. And they truly believe that, and they truly oppose that because they're proud of their white culture, if that makes sense to you. So I do
really
believe
that's not really the way of the world as it is.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the idea that there's genocide against the white race because they're trying to breed out whiteness out of people. I don't agree with that. But there's some people that go to that extreme, and it's a minority. It's a very small number of people. And then you got the conspiracy theorists that are on the right, like your Alex Joneses and stuff like that. And we've said this so many times on our show, where Alex Jones has just completely discredited himself with some things.
He's a nut job,
right?
That now Glenn Beck has joined him in a complete full nut job cycle. Both of them, are out there nut jobbing.
So all these people are considered alt-right. Some of them are nuts, and some of them, a vast majority of them, have a great argument, and they're good people. They're normal people. They're not racist. They're worried about America. They're worried about the world. They're worried about their culture. They're worried about their family. All this stuff, and basically, it's become this movement that wants Trump to be president. And there's people that are not alt-right that also want Trump to be president. But here's what Hillary did this week in her alt-right speech. She came out and attached. First of all, she just flat out said they are racist. They're extremely racist. They're like the Nazi party. And these are the ones that are trying to get Trump elected. And so and she called people out by name. She actually said the leader of this alt-right movement is a man named Alex Jones. And he has, and she would,
which is a shame because it's not true.
No, not at all.
Right.
There's so many people in the alt-right movement that are like, we love Alex Jones, but you just stay off to the side.
She should have called out Breitbart.
Yeah.
Breitbart.
Carrie.
What?
Wait a minute. Where do I stand as a white woman? Women, let's say, are minorities, right?
I don't, but the left does say that. The left
women are 51%.
Minorities. 51. As married to a black man. And someone would look at me as if I'm a white privileged person.
Who?
Yeah, but
who?
You can't define yourself by what other people think of you.
Because when I see you, I know how hard you've worked.
But we're talking about society in general.
Well, you can't make never mind.
I'm white, so I must be well off.
Well, like I said,
however,
you can't react the way people judge you.
Come on, let.
The reason, hold on, Melissa.
I have been divulged in the diversity because of being a woman in a man's world, i.e., a criminal justice world. That's what I do.
Right. Okay.
Well, but
I have that setback being a woman, but yet.
Are you asking me if you're alt-right?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you this: you're a Trump supporter. And you've supported him for longer than most. Like, you're not settling for Trump. This is your guy, right?
Oh, yeah. He's been my guy since he announced his presidency.
So when he announced, can you remember and tell us what your reason was? Main reasons.
Because as I feel like with my knowledge and my education, being a behavioral specialist in psychology, I trust that this man, i.e. Trump, is honest and trustworthy, and he says what he means.
Now, when
I respect that.
Right, and when you say that, literally here on Smith Radio, I have gone to great extents to find the lie. Like, nobody can call Trump a liar.
No.
Because
You can call
out of
out
all the
his-
things, right, out of all the things you can call him, there is literally one thing you
right.
cannot call him.
Brian,
A liar.
You can say that he did this with his business. You can say that he did that with his business. But here's my thing. I've been down that rodeo as well in my college expertise. That is the name of the game when it comes to business. You can't blame him for doing the right thing when it comes to his business.
Well, let me back up a little bit, though.
You can't blame him for that.
I want to find out if you're alt-right or not. So you like him because he's honest and he tells it like it is? Any policy issues, like when he said we're going to secure the border,
They build a wall.
Yes.
What do you think about the wall?
Yes.
What about deporting illegals?
Yes.
Okay, now, this week, the media is trying to flip his script and twist him. He's saying
He's softening his message.
softening his message on deporting the illegals.
And yes, I've listened to all of that. Yes, I have. I've listened to all that, and I agree with the fact that it is more of an evolution in that he.
Are you calling him a flip flopper?
No.
No.
I'm with you, Melissa. I'm with you.
No, not a flip flopper at all. It's one of those things that he realizes, okay, I can't export so many million immigrants. So what we're going to do is, hands down, no matter what, we're going to get rid of the criminals and the bad ones, no matter what. They're gone.
Okay,
and then
the bad ones.
The rest of the ones who are law-abiding citizens who obey the laws and are living the American way, we can,
bring him into the fold. Bring him into the fold.
Right. And then, but he still brings to the table, there's no amnesty. You need to pay back taxes. There's all of these things that he is bringing.
And I heard him say no pathway to citizenship.
And
that's critical.
Right. Well, that's something we've talked about here on Smith Radio for the last 3 solid years, is that there is no way that America can go down that road of the Trail of Tears. We cannot.
I'm telling you.
We cannot.
We broke that. We broke that. We're the only ones. We're the only ones.
There is nobody else on talk radio
anywhere
who has broke the Trail of Tears.
We
broke the Trail of Tears.
I feel like he has been listening to our show because he broke down and realized, oh, Brian and Carrie are right.
You can't deport 11, 12, 13,
No, it's not even about
kids.
deporting.
Okay, check this out. I know somebody I know somebody very intimately, who has an aunt that is illegal. Illegal is all illegal can possibly be. And her children, all 4 or 5 of them, were born in America.
Okay, so they're American citizens.
And she's gone back and forth to Mexico and back and forth. But every time she knows she has to be careful crossing the border.
Okay.
Because once you cross the border in the wrong way,
you might not be allowed back.
Right. However, for the last 25, 30 years, she's been collecting Social Security, or not Social Security, welfare stamps, and whatever monies the government can give her.
Wait, has she been working? Is she
No.
doing anything?
No, she's illegal. She's not legal.
Oh,
now her sons, her 2 sons, once they hit the ripe old age of 17 and 18, she had them go to the welfare office and tell them, "Hey, I'm homeless. I need help."
Oh my gosh!
And they did. They hooked up both their sons with stamps and money. Stamps and money. Hold on.
Problem.
I know. Stamps and money, but they still live literally at their house. And they're like, "Do you live with your mom?" They're like, "No." They're like, "Okay, sign this paper here saying you swear you don't live with her."
But they were.
Right.
What?
Okay, this is the system. This is completely in shambles.
Wow, you are exposing this right now.
That is
'Cause that's
just angering.
messed up.
That's angering.
And I'm keeping names out of this. And for those
Well,
of
that's
you,
fine.
for those
Yeah.
of you who are listening that know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to expose these people.
Oh my goodness.
There's no reason to, because it doesn't help me to expose that person.
Okay, but here, do you understand? Here's where the problem is, because
It's the system.
American taxpayer who are working are paying for these people.
Right.
Correct. It's the system that is allowing this to happen. And now, and some more articles this week and emails that come out. Hold on, Melissa. Emails that came out through WikiLeaks show that George Soros is funding this system to bring in these folks in order to get them to vote.
Well, that's just ridiculous. But that's in of itself. But in the matters of Trump, this particular situation, this example that you just gave, okay, perhaps these people are law-abiding citizens. They're here trying to do the right thing.
No, I never said that about this this situation.
Yeah, you make it sound like these people are just going above and beyond.
Oh no,
Duty.
there's no father for any of the children, and the
but
mother
are
is
they committing crimes? Are they trying to abuse our government? That's the question.
Right, they're just abusing the
mother
government.
is gallivanting on every night of the week at the clubs and the bar scene. Different men, different situations. The children raise themselves. The children have been raising themselves.
Okay, that's
It's been
a problem. That is a problem.
And they live in South Central. I mean, this is a very bad area, which is okay. It's acceptable.
That's a problem.
Correct.
My point is what Trump is saying. When we have families who are, accepting the American government, living by the laws, working jobs, doing what they can to accept America in all the ways that America is. That is where he is being lenient to these people.
Right. We've said this from a long, okay, we initially broke this concept no later than the first time Trump said something about building a wall. We may have even said it before he announced his candidacy, which we're going way back. There was an argument about amnesty, no amnesty, send them all back, don't let them stay. It may have been way back when Rubio was in his Gang of Eight and got in big trouble for coming out and saying that we need to give amnesty to these people. And so there was a big debate about it. That's how far back this goes. And what Brian and I decided to do was let's slow down, let's stop and put ourselves in the shoes of people in these certain circumstances and really think through what we're dealing with here. And the first thing we pointed out was that this amnesty, or not amnesty, but this illegal immigration system with people jumping over the border and running into the United States and all that, this has been going on for 30 plus years, at least that we know of. I'll take it back all the way to when Reagan initially gave everybody amnesty under the condition that the border would be secured, and then they reneged on securing the border. So all it did was just make everybody that was here currently legal, and then after that, it went back to status quo. Same thing with people jumping the border, and nothing changed. So it ended up being a big debacle and whatnot. And so what we have here is many years of illegal immigration, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to, let's walk through and think about what this actually means. You don't hear a buzzing sound, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, man. I'm trying to fix that. Okay.
It's gone.
I think I fixed that. Okay. So what we have here is many, many, many years. It's not a snapshot. It's not a moment in time, a slice of history. This is something that gets spread out over a long period of time. So you got somebody that jumped the fence back in the 80s, okay? And they had a bunch of kids. And those kids who were born in the 80s have grown up. And then they have kids. Now, those kids that were born here back in the 80s are American citizens because they were born on U.S. soil. And they have kids now. So now you have parents and grandparents who are... Hold on a second. Here's where the buzzing's coming from. I'm back. Sorry about that. So you have kids and grandkids here. They're all American citizens. They've all spent their entire lives in the U.S., never stepped foot in any other country their entire life. And they've gone to U.S. schools. Some of them may not even know Spanish, which that's probably not very many. But it's possible. It's theoretically possible that some of them don't even know Spanish at all. They're just all a bunch of English-speaking kids of Mexican descent who happen to have an illegal alien grandparent that may even live in the house with them. So Brian and I decided that let's think about that for a second. Let's say we do what all the right-wingers want to do and just enforce the law. We're going to send back the grandparent of this whole family because they happen to be illegal. And it gets worse. What if it's just a parent with I'll give you a perfect example. I was actually having a conversation with a 15-year-old legal American citizen. And she said, I'm not voting for Trump. Or obviously she's not old enough to Trump, but she's not supporting Trump because he's going to take my whole family away from me. And I was like, what do you mean? Well, her parents are illegal. And she's 15. She's being raised by them. She's never stepped foot outside of American soil her entire life. She's going to American schools, and she's freaking out because she thinks when Trump gets elected that her family's going to be sent back to Mexico. And she actually used this phrase. She actually said, I'm going to be left in America all alone, a 15-year-old girl. And I had no choice but to tell her the absolute truth, which is there is no way that is happening. No way. There's your trail of tears right there. Could you imagine? And let's take it all the way. Some of them are like, well, you know what? People need to inherit the sins of their parents. And that goes back to the Bible. For those of you Genesis readers, where the sins of Adam and Eve are descended upon man for the rest of eternity. And the thing is we're not God, and we don't get to play God. Okay, so we're not going to punish people for the sins of their parents. And I think that this 13 or 15-year-old girl shouldn't have to be left in America. But let's just say, okay, so let's send her with her parents back to Mexico. What if Mexico's like, listen, we'll accept all the Mexican citizens that you have. That's fine. But we're not accepting any American citizens. They don't have to accept an American citizen.
Right.
What are they going to do with a 15-year-old girl that's an American citizen? So there's your trail of tears situation right there. I mean, it just doesn't make practical sense to ship everybody, load everybody up on train cars.
I mean, literally, you're going to have
and the fact that Democrats and whoever else are saying, "Oh, Trump is flip-flopping and this and that."
Oh, by the way, he hasn't changed his position at all on this.
No, he hasn't. It's just a matter of fact that it's the realization that there's plenty of people in America who are doing the right thing and obeying the laws.
All right, so I got the solution. I'm going to run by the solution.
Doing what they're supposed to do.
I'll run by the solution.
Hold on,
you.
is this the final solution?
We don't want to get rid of those people.
No, I'll tell you the solution right now.
Okay, hold on. We're up against a hard break. We're up against a hard break. We've got to go to commercial real quick, and we'll be right back, folks. Hold on 1 second.
We don't have a country if we don't have borders. We will build a wall. It will be a great wall. It will do what it's supposed to do. Keep illegal immigrants out. Now, with that said, we're going to have a beautiful big door right in the middle of that wall. And people are going to come into our country, and they're going to come in legally. And we want people to come in, and we want to treat people fairly. But we either have a country or we don't. We need a border. We need a wall. I took a tremendous amount of heat when I started talking about illegal immigration. I turned out to be right. Now everybody's talking about it, but they still don't get it. We have to stop the inflow of illegals coming into our country. It has to be stopped. It has to be stopped now.
Okay. So that was that came out 19 hours ago. So that's a brand spanking new ad.
I'm just telling you, Trump's buying ad space on Smith Radio. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what I'm saying, too, is that if that's his position 19 hours ago, he hasn't changed his position at all. He's not flip-flopping on anything. Here's another thing. They say, oh, what are they going to do? He softened his message. Notice how they didn't say he softened his position.
Right.
They said he softened his message. There's a big difference. He didn't ever soften his position. He didn't change his position. All he did was soften the message describing his position. Okay, so anyway, so here's my solution. All right, you build an impenetrable wall with tunnel sensing technology to make sure that it is really seriously secure. You load up the border with a bunch of border patrol, and you make sure that nobody's crossing that thing. Boom, just like that, right? All right, so that's first thing. Second thing, anybody, and this is very critical because you know it takes time to build the wall, right? He needs to come out even before the first brick is laid, and he needs to announce anybody who cannot prove that they've been in this country more than, I don't know, I'll just throw out 6 months. If you can't prove that you've been here for more than 6 months and you're caught here, you are definitely getting sent back. And the reason it's important to say that is because you don't want the tsunami of Mexicans who feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't come over now, I'm never going to be allowed to stay there. I'm never going to get through the wall. So I need to come over now before the wall's built. So there'll be like this tsunami. No. Trump should come out, strong statement. If you are caught here and you cannot prove that you've been here minimum, it could be 12 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. It doesn't matter. Just some time limit.
Right.
Okay. If you're caught here and you can't prove that you've been here for longer than X amount of time, you're definitely going back no matter what. All right. That's number one. That's to keep the tsunami at bay. And the next thing is if you have a felony or are caught or convicted of a felony and you're illegal, I don't care if you've been here for 30 years and you have your whole family. You may have to serve some prison sentence for a while, but you're definitely gone because you shouldn't be committing felonies here. It's as simple as that. And I do believe people say, oh, you're breaking up families. Well, if you commit a felony and you're in prison, isn't that breaking up a family? Right?
Bye.
What?
I said bye.
Oh, you got to go?
Yeah, gotta go.
Oh.
I don't feel no ways tired.
All right, see you later, Melissa.
Peace.
What?
Did you say I got to go?
No.
Oh, she's talking about the illegal aliens.
Oh, they gotta go.
The felons, they gotta go.
Oh, because Hillary was screaming, "I ain't no ways tired."
Oh,
No.
yeah, you were like, okay, yeah, they got to go if they commit a felony. All right, and that way, anybody who's here illegally, they know not to commit a damn felony.
You gotta set the precedent,
right? After that, you have what you're left with are people who have been here for a long time. And people who have not committed a felony. All right? I'm probably pretty cool now. I'm going to be a lot more soft on the people left over in that group. And then you start to wonder, okay, how are they tied to America? What if you catch somebody that's been here for 5 years, but they don't have any family at all here? That might be a candidate for deporting. Because it's like, you don't have any kids here. you're not here legally. Sure, you've been working here for 5 years. Maybe you're even a productive member of society. But you know what? You broke the law by jumping the border. You're going home.
And you're worth looking into.
Oh, of course.
You may find that they've been totally law-abiding outside of jumping the border. But you know what? We just can't have a bunch of illegal immigrants. Now, the problem with that policy, though, is that it might entice them to just find somebody to marry or to have a child or whatever, just because it might be their only hope to stay. But that's why I'm saying maybe, maybe not.
All right, well, check this out.
Okay.
This was this week with Hannity, and this is Trump talking about the border.
We can't get jobs for our own people, and we're supplying jobs. But everywhere I go, I get the same reaction. They want toughness, they want firmness, they want to obey the law, but they feel that throwing them out as a whole family when they've been here for a long time, it's a tough thing. They do feel that.
Let me throw a statistic into the mix here, if you all don't mind. All right, so illegal immigrants, we have 95 million Americans right now out of the labor force.
Right.
Okay. We have the lowest labor participation rate in the 70s, the lowest home ownership rate in 51 years, the worst recovery since the 40s, and this guy's doubled our national debt. And we have 12 million more Americans on food stamps,
Right.
8 million more in poverty. So
It's a bad number.
if we secure the border, that would prevent competition for the 95 million out of work.
100%.
And it's
by the
also
way,
driving down
and by
wages.
the way, when he says secure, I mean this is a real border. We're not playing games. This is the real border.
The Great Wall of Trump.
And those people that have been working so hard to come into the country and going through the process, we're going to take them in and we're going to cherish them and they're going to love us. We want the ones that want to love us, not the ones that want to create problems.
It's this whole thing.
Okay, and how about this? If you're ever caught on video burning an American flag,
Oh.
and then you're found to be an illegal alien, you're gone. Hey, Melissa, did you know we have an ancestor who has citizenship papers, and I actually found the originals. Did I ever tell you about that?
Yeah.
Oh, I have told you about that? Well, I'll tell the audience then. On the paper, it says, I renounce my allegiance to blank, and you have to fill it in. And on our citizenship paper, it said the Duke of Oldenburg. So you had to pledge, you had to write in writing and sign it that you renounce your allegiance to wherever the hell you came from. And that's really important. That's only the start. That's before you become a citizen.
And that's the whole thing about assimilation, becoming an American, wanting to be here in America for the values that we have in America.
To be an American.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to be an American and share in those values that we have, by all means, come here. We want more Tea Party members.
There you go. Yeah. So, what do you think of my plan? It's probably exactly what Trump is thinking.
Yeah. What do you think, Trump? What do you think about what Trump just said, Melissa? Are you there?
What?
What do you think about what Trump just said?
Yeah, that was his softened message, by the way.
Wait, what?
Did you not hear the audio we played of him on Hannity?
No, I didn't hear it.
Were you just sitting there in silence? You should have been able to hear that.
I didn't hear it.
Oh.
I didn't hear any of it.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have to work on that. So
Yeah,
Trump
that's kinda
talked
weird.
about...
I wonder if it got recorded.
Yeah, it came up that...
I hope it did. Wow.
It was peaking.
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so what do you think about the fact of building a Great Wall and letting, with a beautiful gate, to let those in that want to be a part of our society?
Oh, I'm all for it.
Okay, well then what the heck? The left is trying to get the Cruz crew people, the Ted Cruz supporters that don't want to vote for Trump, to really hate, or even the ones that have softened up and said, fine, I'll vote for Trump as long as he doesn't flip-flop on anything, and trying to brand him as a flip-flopper because he's saying that we're going to let people in that want to be here.
That's not flip-flopping.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
It's not.
His message has been the same. I
You
remember
want to be here. You're willing to abide by the laws, et cetera, et cetera. That's not.
Well, no,
flip-flopping.
they're trying to say that he had a harder position on it in the past, but
in the past he was just like, oh, we're gonna deport everyone, but that's not realistic. And
let me remind you of this.
Being a Trump supporter from the very get-go, I was like, okay, yeah, that's not really realistic.
Yeah, but let me remind you what he actually said. Do you remember him saying we're going to build a great big wall, and right in the middle of it, we're going to have a great big door? He said that months and months and months. Like a year ago, he said that.
Yes.
So he's not flip-flopping at all. I think that people are kind of reimagining what they heard him say.
Yeah,
he said we're going to build a great big wall with a great big door. I don't think he's flip-flopped on anything. And, he said, there's this phrase that the Cruz people came up with. They said, Trump is for touchback amnesty, which means if you've been here, you get to come back and stay here and be immune to the fact that you broke the law, jump the border. If you go home, and then you can come back. You got to go home, go back to your home country, and then you can sign up on paper to come back over, and then you can come back over. And they called that touchback amnesty, and they criticized him for it. That was a long time ago, and they've been trying to criticize him all this time for it. So for him to say what he said this last week isn't flip-flopping at all. He's always been on that message.
Right.
So
check this out. We were talking about earlier on the whole alt-right thing. This is part of Hillary's speech slamming Breitbart and Milo, who is a gay man and apparently a gay journalist. But that's to be discussed at a later time. But he espouses, he's a conservative Tea Party member, happens to be gay, and he's explaining to other people and other cultures that you've been lied to. This is where you need to be at. So this is Hillary Clinton's part of her speech, and this is where it went just so wrong this week, 2 days ago.
He hired Stephen, the head of a right-wing website called Breitbart.com, as the campaign CEO. Now, to give you a flavor of his work, here are a few headlines they've published. And I'm not making this up. Birth control makes women unattractive and crazy.
Oh, that was Milo, wasn't it?
Milo said it. Milo said that.
Dude, Milo's a troll.
And the thing is, the crowd all laughed.
That's funny.
Dude, the crowd laughed because they thought she was cracking a joke for the first time. And it was like
Milo.
And it was like Hillary actually had a real laughable joke.
Would you rather your child had feminism or cancer?
He just posted that too. That's actually an article.
Right. Well, they said after this whole speech, #feminism is cancer started trending.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. It did.
Gabby Giffords, the gun control movement's human shield.
Who wrote that?
Yikes! That last one was rough, but it's true. It's true. I mean, it's what it is. So that's the whole. If you're listening, Melissa, you there? That's the whole.
She literally might have fallen asleep.
Yeah, she might have. That's the whole left alt-right movement that Hillary is talking about. If you believe in any of those things,
she's still on the line.
Then you're no, she's not. She's not. I think we lost her. Oh, because she can't hear the sound bites.
How's that possible?
I don't know how that's possible either.
Oh, you need to get that fixed. I need to get that fixed.
Right. So anyways, other than that, there's a couple other things that went down this week. Here's another soundbite from the whole Clinton, Trump dismissing the Clinton tiresome ordeal.
Trump today simply responded by dismissing her tiresome tactics she's used over 4 decades. Trump said today he's having none of it.
So what does she do when she can't defend her record? That's right. She lies. He said it. She lies. And she smears. And she paints decent Americans, you, as racists. It's the oldest play in the Democratic playbook.
Why do they say Democratic?
When Democratic policies fail, they are left with only this one tired argument. You're racist, you're racist, you're racist. They keep saying it. You're racist.
That's very true.
Dude!
I'm glad he said that because that is the whole base of his entire movement. Is we're sick and tired of being called racist.
Right. Well, not only that, but do you want to know who a racist really sounds like? Here's what a racist sounds like.
I don't feel no ways tired. I don't feel no ways tired. I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
What in a Sam hell is that?
Embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
That is god awful.
Yeah.
It is so abundantly clear. There's no question about it. Oh, and we got one more from, this happens to be a breaking topic that we're going to touch upon on Sunday. Huma Abedin, Anthony Weiner's wife, the one who is continuing to sext people on Instagram and other chat sites. Apparently, Huma has deep ties to Saudi Arabia, and it's very unsettling. Huma's role in the Clinton Foundation with Hillary Clinton. And this is from The Blaze. This is Tommy, and she's just incredibly awesome. So let's listen to what she has to say about the whole Huma Abedin connection. This is Tommy's. This is her
intro?
last. Yeah, it's her last.
Oh, it's time for final thoughts, folks. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and you can call this woman Smokey the Bear.
Oh.
That's Huma Abedin. Oh. Hold on. By the way, when she said "where there's smoke, there's fire,"
that wasn't an accident.
No, folks. Hillary said this week, "Yeah, there's a lot of smoke, but there ain't no fire."
And that rhymes with liar.
Where's Henry when we need him?
That would be Hillary's top aide, Huma Abedin. Folks, there is so much to go over here, so let me take a crack at it. Let's start with a little background on Huma Abedin. From 1995 to 2008, Huma fancied herself a journalist at the Journal of Muslim Minority Affairs. That would be a Sharia law journal whose editor-in-chief was Huma's own mother. So let's learn more about her family ties, shall we? Her mother also sits on a presidency staff council for a group chaired by, wait for it, the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood. Oh, but that's right. Speak of the devil, and it's just another right-wing conspiracy. No, sorry, not this time, Hillary. This casual relationship between Brotherhood Princess Huma Abedin, Hillary, the foundation, and Saudi Arabia is bad enough, but then we discover the pay-to-play rules. Be a donor, get a job. Thank goodness for Judicial Watch. We now know from a little look-see at Huma's email that Hillary's State Department gave special access to top Clinton Foundation donors. You, too, can get favors from the State Department. It'll just cost you anywhere from $25,000 to $10 million. I wonder what the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia will get for its $10 million contribution. Put the witch in the White House and we'll find out. I wonder what countries known for sex discrimination and human rights abuses, such as Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Kuwait, Oman, Brunei, and Algeria will get from President Hillary. Put the witch in the White House and we'll find out.
Wow.
Is this really the woman and the team and the corruption you want to see in the White House? I could really care less what's in Hillary's catheter or colostomy bag. The real crap is in the 30,000 plus emails Hillary didn't turn over to the State Department. She deleted more emails than she turned over. And Democrats, you're okay with that? Americans, you're okay with that? Never Trumpers, you're okay with that? The FBI just uncovered 15,000 more emails she deemed just too private to turn over. Oh, and then she has the audacity to blame it on Colin Powell. Are you freaking kidding me, Hillary? Does she think we're imbeciles? Here's my advice to Hillary Clinton. Just be honest. It will set you free. You have so many lies circulating and so many
don't be honest.
No, will not set you free.
Eventually, you will implode. You've been on a 40-year hot streak, but you're getting old, dear, and the cream is going to rise, the crap is going to hit the fan, and the American people will realize you might wear an ugly pantsuit, but the emperor has no clothes. And to all the so-called journalists out there, when this thing eventually busts open after several hundred Freedom of Information Act requests, the American people are going to look at you cozy Clinton groupies and say, what the hell? Don't be late to the party and expect to get in. Those are my final thoughts. From Dallas, good night, and take care.
Just hey, Hillary, just tell the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
Woo-hoo!
I beg to differ. I think if she were to ever just be like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna dedicate this next 3-hour speech to telling you the whole truth. I don't think she makes it out of that building alive, or not alive, but without handcuffs.
Okay, so check this out. Trump is starting to dig deep into Hillary's past. And he's pulling out video and audio of her and her situation from the past to blast her. This is an article from NBC reporting live during the 2008 election.
And so I asked Senator Clinton about that, and she said, well, you know, Major, Dr. King was important, but the real driving force in civil rights in America was President Johnson because he signed the civil rights legislation.
So Hillary blasting Obama and Martin Luther King Jr. claiming Lyndon Baines Johnson was the driving force for the civil rights movement. LBJ.
Yeah, that's...
Civil rights movement. And so now
that guy was a big old racist.
You're right. So it's being brought up over and again and again and again. Everything that she has ever said, she is a bigot. She is pandering. She's all about trying to get whatever vote she can get to get the position to then do whatever she has to do to make herself more money.
Right. Yeah, she doesn't understand the black culture. And as a Democrat whose job it is to make sure that she keeps blacks on the plantation, because that's what the Democrat Party relies on.
Oh, right.
In order to maintain power. She's just not good at it because she's very uncomfortable around black people. And for her to slip on that awesome sauce doesn't surprise me at all.
No, not at all. And so something else that Trump's been doing, I don't have the audio of that right now, but something else he's been doing, he's been digging into the archives, the 2008 archives, that is, of Barack Hussein Obama's ad campaign. The ads that Obama has been putting out back in...
Oh, back in 2008 when they were in the
back
primaries
in 2008.
against each other, yeah.
And, oh my goodness, it is amazing some of the things that Obama was actually saying about Hillary. She'll say anything and do nothing.
They were in a knockdown, drag-out, largely because, well, both of them were bad, okay? But I know Rush Limbaugh had Operation Chaos, which, by the way, I invented that before Rush ever came along and decided to come up with that. A lot of people don't know this. Operation Chaos was when Rush decided, when Hillary was pretty much dead in the water, she was losing and she had no hope, he called on his Republican conservative listeners to register as Democrats to go and vote for Hillary to prolong the primary. Does that make sense?
Right.
here's where I invented that idea. Back in March, which is when Ohio's primary is, Barack Obama was getting his butt handed to him. He was losing primary after primary. He looked like there was no way he was going to be able to pull off beating Hillary. Hillary had the coronation going, and she was winning primaries. So when Ohio came up early on and Obama was getting destroyed, I said, I want to prolong this. So I registered as a Democrat. I don't mean register. In Ohio, all you have to do is tell them what you are.
Yeah, you just show up.
You show up, and they ask you, do you want a Republican ballot or do you want a Democrat
And then
ballot?
they hand it to you. You don't even have to show ID. You don't have to show nothing.
They'll hand you one or the other,
right,
depending on what you tell them. So I showed up and I said, Democrat. So they gave me the Democrat ballot. And I voted for Obama because he was getting his butt handed to him. And this was long before Rush Limbaugh came up with Operation Chaos. So, by the way, Hillary won Ohio too. It didn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of an interesting thing that after I had already conducted my own Operation Chaos, Rush Limbaugh came along and said, "Let's start Operation Chaos." I thought that was kind of interesting. That I probably maybe emailed him and told him, "Hey, look what I did. You should do it too."
Yeah, that's how they do. They check us out
all the time.
Right.
We are their show prep.
Well, of course, the underground show prep of the world. Rick Scott, by the way, Ohio polls show that Trump and Hillary are tied. However, did you see the independent poll?
What is an independent poll? What does that mean?
They poll independent voters.
Oh, so not Republican, not Democrat. These are people that are like, no. I am independent.
Okay, so every poll you see out there right now, 99.999% of them do not include independent voters.
At all? Because I know some of them do. Some of them do.
The majority of them are, we polled X amount of Republicans and X amount of Democrats, and this is what we found.
Okay.
And they skew the poll to give you what they want, to show you what they want, to help you vote the way that you should vote. However...
You mean they're shaping public opinion.
Shaping of public opinion. However, in Ohio, and we talk about Ohio, we're going to continue to rail about Ohio. Polls show Trump, Clinton tied. However, polling of the independents, people who claim to be independent, 20-point lead.
In Ohio or nationwide?
In Ohio.
Oh, that's awesome.
For Trump.
What?
A Clud Trump. It is just, folks,
landslide
you wait until it happens. It's going to happen.
We can thank Katja Lee for that. She is an Ohio Trump campaign volunteer, and she is supposedly reinventing or rewriting how to do campaigns in the state of Ohio.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. She's just blowing it up.
Well, good for her. Well, this has been awesome. It's been an incredible special edition.
Special. Love it.
Radio.
We needed to do it. You know, I got last minute pulled on Thursday.
A lot of things going on.
We need to talk, man.
And I know you all miss us.
Yes.
I know you miss us. And I know
we will be back Sunday,
2 days from now. Listen to us. Sunday evening, Smith Radio, SMYTHradio.com.
Follow us on Twitter at Smith Radio, SMYTHRADIO.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.